you and stuff.
The example that they set for you, were any of them in the streets?
Like, I'm a fan of your music for the lyricist side.
Hey, he said you looking good today, too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Can y'all shut the up?
Watching this episode got me thinking. All right, let's kick off a little game. But hold up, before we even get there, let me paint the full picture so we're all locked in. Okay, we're diving into the latest Rockstar Patreon drop featuring the baby. Right next to him, you got Joe, Mark, and Lamont Hills holding it down. The baby steps up onto the perch, front and center. Ish chills on one side, Eamon's holding the middle ground, and Freeze is back looking like he's ready to headline the New Edition tour. We open things with Mona, then Queenzflip slides into the side chair a little later, and of course Parks is in the mix too. The room? Fully loaded, everyone's strapped with a mic, and girl, that's exactly the vibe we need to break down, because Joe straight up said in the BTS clip he's making sure he's getting every penny out of this crew.
How do you know that?
Because we have a guest, and when the guest leaves, I still want my money's worth out of the staff.
Now, while that was all about the Juvenile and Manny Fresh interview, I'm sitting here wondering, are we seeing a pattern? Whether it's on purpose or just luck, this next sit-down gives Joe Budden the perfect chance to step back behind the mirrored glass and really watch how the co-hosts move, who's smooth, who can pivot, and who's flailing a little in the deep end. And even though Joe might look like he's just chilling, I got a feeling he, along with Mark and Parks, were low-key taking notes and grading everyone silently. Even Corey in the background pops up from time to time in the BTS clips helping with production. Maybe that's reading too much into it, but it felt like Mark Lamont Hill wasn't quite himself, so big ups, wishing him well. All right, let's jump into this episode. A man of many talents, just saw him tearing up a house on $1 million worth of game, and now he's sitting on the JBP answering questions from his music to his cooking skills. Shout out to all my North Carolina folks repping heavy. And fellas, pro tip, it's not the loud, rah-rah tough guys that get it done. It's the ones who can slide into the kitchen and whip up a meal when nobody knows what they're hungry for. Now, the interview itself, the baby's talking Be More Grateful, his time off, the controversies, fatherhood, all that good stuff. But what grabbed me more than the sit-down was when they switched into the this or that game. It caught my eye because now it's not about unpacking moments or deep dives. It's just getting inside the baby's head quickly and seeing the person behind the music. Right away, you can tell who's relaxed, who's leaning in, who's just coasting, and who's ready to ask and keep the conversation flowing. Watching Mona the first half, it felt like she was either holding back or maybe wasn't prepped, not sure what questions to hit him with. And of course, Mona's gonna do her little tongue shimmy thing, but it seemed like she was banking on the comedy side and not really adding much else. I thought she'd have more fire with her questions, being so plugged into TikTok and the younger crowd, but that didn't happen. Now I'm sitting here like, okay, they hit the this or that game. I got an idea, especially once Queenzflip rotates in later. Each of them brought their own vibe this episode. Even in the interview, Flip was dropping questions and staying engaged. Maybe that's because about a month ago, he ran his episode where he linked up with the baby over at Sirius XM.
Ain't nothing about you, boy. My man. At all, boy. I heard you coming to the pod, too.
Yeah, you gonna be there?
I am, of course.
Got Manny jumping in with music-related questions, and Ish even hops in at one point, with Freeze chiming in about music too. But hold up, I was low-key surprised that Beto Dot didn't sit in on this one, especially considering he interviewed the baby about 6 years ago. That's just what I do, right? Yeah, I'm just putting more back into myself now. Yeah, so we can actually have a little more fun. As the interview rolls on, they're tossing a variety of questions his way and calling back to moments from past episodes. I think it was the Boobop episode, 567 or maybe 564. And of course, they've referenced the baby multiple times throughout.
Tired of his or whatever, he's blackballed. I don't think it's any of that. I just think his sound and style got old. I don't think
I
he's
have your take reversed.
So once they hit the this or that game, I think Joe tossed the first question, and Freeze was like, oh, give him the game, or this or that. That got me thinking, why not play this or that with the cast ourselves? I believe this is the first time we've seen everyone in the room for an interview while rotating people in and out. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? Who do you feel killed it, and who would you pick for a lineup with a music artist? Now, obviously, it depends on the genre. So putting Joe Budden and Parks aside for obvious reasons, your options are Mark, Ice or Freeze, Imani, Queenzflip, and Mona. Out of those, pick your 4, or maybe even 3, who you'd want on set with an artist and Joe Budden. Obviously, he's running the show and Parks is engineering it. Or hey, if you want to swap anyone out, go for it. I just thought this would be a fun little exercise because you can see the cast rotation affecting the viewing experience. So let's have a little fun. And if you're stuck, I'll make it easier with some matchups. Imani or Freeze, Flip or Imani, Mona or Freeze, Mark or Ish or Freeze. And Chatterbox fam, if I missed someone you want to include, drop them in the comments and respond to that person. Let me know your dream lineup. Drop your picks and your this or that below, and let's chop it up in the comments. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe on your preferred social.